everyone. Welcome to Cancer Healing Journey Talks. Myself Sonali Modi from Community Outreach Team of zenonco.io and Love Heals Cancer. Cancer Healing Journey Talks help cancer survivors and caregivers to share their journey with vast number of other caregivers and survivors who have traveled or been traveling through this journey. It also motivates and inspires them for their faster recovery. Firstly, I would like to introduce you to today's speaker, Mr. Mark Kageyama. He is a cancer survivor. I am happy that you are here with us, sir, to share your journey. So over to you, sir. Please start with your introduction.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm not a survivor yet. I'm almost there. I'm a cancer patient. My story begins in late 2020, and that is when I started noticing some things going on with my body. So I decided to start getting some heavy-duty testing at the beginning of this year, and so I've been, I've been on a seems like a very long journey. I was originally diagnosed after testing with prostate, lung, and bone cancer. I've had a lot of testing done. I've had ultrasounds, MRIs. I've had biopsies of lung and bones. I've had catheters. I've gone through chemo. I've gone through quite a bit this year. At the beginning of this year, I met with my oncologist. And at that time, her name is Dr. Baga. And at that time, she told me that she couldn't cure me. And so I went through 6 rounds of chemotherapy. And what I do is a combination of both conventional and alternative therapies, more on the alternative side. And so, yeah, I've totally changed my diet. Back in April, I was a vegan, and because my weight was dropping, I dropped down to 123 pounds. I talked to friends of mine who are nutritionists, and we decided to change my diet, which was a great decision because I was down to 123 pounds, and today, as we speak, I weigh 152. So I've gone up almost 30 pounds, and I'm getting stronger. I had scans done about 3 weeks ago, and my lung cancer and my prostate cancer are pretty much healed. However, my bone cancer has gotten worse. I'm focusing on that as we speak. So that's kind of brings us up to date.
So at what stage was it diagnosed?
At what stage was it diagnosed?
Yes.
Well, I was diagnosed originally with prostate cancer.
Okay.
And then with further testing, we had found that the cancer had metastasized and moved into my bones as well as my lungs. And so, yeah, we've been treating.
So what were the symptoms?
What was the question?
What were the symptoms and how it got diagnosed?
Originally, what had happened was as a result of the pandemic and the lockdown, prior to that, I was in great shape. I was working out 4 to 5 times a week, and I thought I was eating good, and I felt really good. And then in March of 2020, the lockdown happened, and as a result, I was not able to go to the gym and work out. And so I started noticing in my right leg, my knee started tightening up, and my calf started tightening up, as well as my ankle. So basically from my right knee down to my right toe, it started getting really, really tight. And as a result, I had started having troubles walking. And so it got to the point where it was so bad that I wasn't able to walk for a couple of days, and I went to naturopath, and he was able to get me back on my feet. And so I decided at that time to get some further testing done. And that's when I started with the journey. Is I started getting testing done, was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and we went through a series of tests and procedures and determined that the cancer had metastasized to my lungs. And so that's how the journey started.
Okay, so what was your first reaction when you got to know that you are diagnosed with cancer, and how your family took this news?
That's a great question, because I was when I was diagnosed, immediately what I started doing was I started taking action. And I never felt sorry for myself. I mean, maybe for an hour or two, I thought, why me? But then I started thinking, why not me? Because I feel that God only puts things in front of us that we can handle. And so I proceeded to, focus and get my mind right. And immediately my and have to get healthy. And because I have too much on this earth that I have to do, that I want to do, and I want to take care of my family. And I want to be there with my family. And because I'm really, really close to, I have two daughters, Tanya and Lisa, and I'm married to Beth. We're coming up on our 28th year anniversary. So I wanted to be there for my family, because I'm really, really close to them.
Okay. So how was your experience with the doctors and other medical staff?
That was very interesting, because I've learned a lot. And our medical system here in the United States is very crowded, and it's very unuser friendly, basically. Everywhere you go, whether it's to the facilities or the hospitals, there's people everywhere, and they communicate is that so many people are inputting information into the app that there's a lot of mistakes. And so I'm not happy with the medical system, because we are treated like numbers instead of people. And especially with cancer, we need compassion, and we need people to help and treat us like human beings. And our medical system here treats us like a number. And if you don't, you basically have to, shout from the mountaintops, hey, I'm a patient, I need help. And you really have to be strong with the whole situation, which it's a shame because I see so many people with no life in their face, and I go to the facilities, and I always wonder, what's your story? What's going on with you? It's very crowded and it's very impersonal, and I wish it was more user friendly and more compassionate to the patient.
Yes. So how did you manage your emotional well-being?
Well, for me, it was pretty simple for me because I'm a very positive thinking person, and so what I did originally was I was determined to get healthy, and that's the first thing that I put on my mind was I am going to get healthy, and we're all going to die, and at some point, but I've been bound and determined, to focus on living more than anything, because that's the most important thing, is to focus on living and not about dying. Am I afraid to die? It depends on the day. But overall, I don't focus on death. I focus on life, and I focus on being there for my family and my friends. And yeah, basically, it's a matter of I put my mind to it immediately, and that's what my focus was to be positive and use that positivity every day. Every morning I am so thankful to open my eyes every morning. It's a blessing. It's a true blessing, and so that's what has been my approach through the whole journey, is one day at a time, and be thankful every single day for every single second. I utilize my time very well, because time is precious and time can't be replaced. And yeah, I'm just excited about each and every day. It's such a wonderful blessing.
Yes. So what were the things that helped you and made you happy on this journey?
I believe it's just my appreciation for every single breath. I'm so thankful to God for allowing me each and every day, and that's been such a blessing to have one day after the other, and this year's been rough because of all the procedures that I've had, the medical procedures, and they haven't been fun, but I just focus and meditate through the procedure and get through it. And then after that, everything else is really good. And so I've, made a lot of contacts through LinkedIn, such as yourself, and a lot of other people. And I've surrounded myself with a very positive network, and this network has helped me to find out new cures and new procedures and things that have been beneficial, as well as my diet. I have a really good diet now, and that's been a major factor in me getting better.
Yes. So did you made any lifestyle changes during or after the treatment?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think the biggest lifestyle change was looking in the mirror when all this started and accepting the new me. In other words, accepting me with cancer. And, you know, I think that's the biggest part, is accepting that you're not healthy anymore, that you need help, that you're vulnerable. And that, you know, I had to totally change my outlook because, you know, I wasn't the person I was before. And so, but even though my health has been compromised, my mind has not been compromised. And my mind has been my greatest asset through this whole journey. And in fact, you know, as they say, you know, if you lose a sense, let's say a person becomes blind, they say that the other senses are enhanced. And I feel that's the same way with my situation is, you know, because I don't have my full health, my mind got really, really sharp and really focused. And so I've been so thankful for that.
Yes. So what life lessons you got from your cancer journey?
Oh, appreciation, gratitude. You know, I wouldn't wish cancer on anybody. But what it has done, there's been a tremendous silver lining to my cancer journey. And that lining is the appreciation for everything around me and for every single moment. Now, today, as we speak, I'm so thankful to, as I mentioned before, to wake up every morning, open my eyes, but I'm also excited to, you know, walk outside my front door and see the sunshine and see the trees and see the blue sky, and, you know, to really appreciate that. And because when this year started, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know. I set my first goal as to making it to my birthday back in June. And when I reached my birthday, to open my eyes on that day was just the greatest. It was truly a blessing.
So what would be a message to other cancer patients and survivors?
My message to other cancer patients and survivors would be to have a positive attitude every single second. That's the thing that's carried me through this journey and has elevated me through this whole process and allowed me to connect with a truly wonderful network of people. I've met so many people, and one of the things that I did originally was to talk to cancer survivors and cancer patients. I wanted to hear what their stories were and what they did and what they were doing to get better. I felt it was so critical to get it from the horse's mouth, get it from people that have been there and done that. Because as opposed to somebody who's just reading it from a book or has a company that is selling a product, I wanted to hear what people who've actually had the experience of cancer And that was tremendous, because that led me on a wonderful journey to meet not only great people, but what I found was it's like a fraternity with cancer patients and survivors, because you don't have to go through the normal getting to know somebody, because since we're on a similar journey, we cut through all the red tape and really get down to what's important. And so that's been truly wonderful. So it's yeah, that's been a great part of the journey.
Yes. So how is your life with cancer and how was your life before cancer?
My life before cancer, I'm 63 years old now. I had my birthday in June. My life before cancer, I was basically living my life on autopilot and just going through the motions, and not really truly appreciating what every day really is. And so, you know, I was thankful for my family and everything like that, but life at that time, I was just basically going through the motions.
Okay.
And you know, waiting for things to happen and waiting to go on vacation, and it was always waiting for the next thing. And once I got cancer, all that's changed, because each minute, each hour, each half a day, and each whole day, I'm just so thankful for the time. I'm so thankful for being able to experience that extra time each and every day. You know, I'm thankful. You know, I pray in the morning and I pray in the evening, and I thank God that I'm able to wake up and that I've had a full day, and to, you know, allow me to see another day tomorrow. So it's one day at a time, and it's just changed my life, really. And people who haven't gone through it, you know, truly don't understand. But when you have cancer's life-changing, life-altering, and you have a choice. You have a choice whether you want to live or you want to just wait to die. And there was no chance that I was going to wait to die. I've seen people with cancer before who are just hanging on just to die. And I just made a determination at that time that there's no way I'm going to do that. Not a chance. In fact, I'm going to fight for every last breath and fight till the day I do die.
So how did you overcome your fear of treatment or of side effects?
Through meditation and prayer. Each procedure I take by itself, and I focus on it. And in fact, what's kind of funny was I had a procedure last week, and I was meditating and praying at the same time, waiting for the doctor to come in the room. And I went in this deep trance-like state. And so when he came in the room, I was basically asleep, but I knew he came in. And so I kind of, you know, refocused, and, you know, he was able to do the procedure. But what was really great was it went really quickly and really well. And so I just move on and put it behind me and move on, you know, to the rest of the day and wait for the next procedure.
So when did you think that I can beat this disease, or was this belief always there with you?
No, it's always been there. I mean, from hour one, that was my focus and that was my thought. And it's just the determination was there from the very beginning because of my closeness to my family and friends. Yeah, so I mean, I was determined to be there because I wanted to be there because, you know, I love them very much.
Yes. So did you join any support group? And what do you think is the importance of these support groups?
I haven't really joined a support group. I kind of do things individually with a lot of different people. Yeah, I mean, I've connected with numerous cancer patients and cancer survivors, and you know, so there's no group that I go to, but I'm surrounded. I have a network of people that are surrounding me that are very positive and very uplifting and keep me going. And also LinkedIn has been fantastic as well. I started my YouTube channel to Be Your Own Hero back in March of this year. And so, well, let me back up a little bit. First, what I did was I was being inundated when I got my original diagnosis. I was being inundated by family and friends who wanted to, you know what was going on, and they wanted updates. And so I was on the phone morning, noon, and night talking to friends and family, and it was, frankly, it was wearing me out. So my sister suggested a Caring Bridge site, which anybody who has cancer, I highly, highly recommend getting one, because that way you could put, you know, your health information and your updates in one place and people could look at it. And so you're not explaining to each person like I was doing, you know, for half an hour, 45 minutes to an hour each call. And it's, you know, you're weak at that point because you're, you know, the cancer's starting to set in. And then I started thinking, I'd like to start a YouTube channel. And so I talked to my daughter and she said, yeah, I can help you with that. And so I didn't know how to do that. And as a result of that, I started my YouTube channel, which is called To Be Your Own Hero. And with that, I share my cancer journey. And I also, what I do is I try to inspire people to appreciate their health and appreciate their life and take advantage of their opportunities, because I mean, this life is so precious and time is so precious. And that's what I try to do. I do one video a week every Tuesday night, and I do all sorts of different subjects, but it's all surrounding my cancer journey and cancer and being positive, and different aspects of what I'm experiencing.
Yes. So at zenonco.io, we help cancer patients through their journey from diagnosis to forever. So what do you think about our work?
Can you
At
say that again,
zenonco.io,
please?
yes. So at zenonco.io, we help the cancer patients throughout their journey, like from diagnosis to forever. So what is your perspective? What is your opinion about our work?
About your work?
Yes. So what do you want
I
to
think it's
share?
great.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I think One of the things that what I try to do with what I do is I try to provide um, a lot of information, and for there's no guidebook, when you have cancer, and that's one of the things that I try to share, and I know what you're trying to share here too, is to alleviate a lot of the unknown, because there's a lot of unknown with the cancer journey. And I basically I break down a cancer journey into 5 different parts. And the first part is the actual cancer itself, and what you have to do with it, and the diagnosis. The second part is the medical system. The third part is financial, as well as the treatments that you do, and then the fifth part is basically how you're going to deal with your cancer. And so, yeah, it's a very complicated thing, and there's a lot of psychology involved, and when you have cancer, what's really sad is you really have to be mentally strong when you're so physically weak. And there are people, unfortunately, that try to take advantage of you, and people are trying to push you to do things. And the bottom line is it's your life, and you need to try to control your life as much as possible for your benefit. People try to help and try to push, and you don't necessarily know what their agenda is. But that's why it's so important to be strong about it, be as strong as you can, and so that you can help yourself, basically.
Yes. So if you have to sum up your journey in one sentence, then what would that be?
One sentence. How about 20? In one sentence, I would say my cancer journey has been a true blessing to my life, because it's allowed me to see what's really and understand what's really, really important in life. And it's not stuff, it's not physical things, it's not cars, it's not vacations, it's not houses, it's not anything earthly. It's the people and the relationships. That's the most important thing to me. Telling people that you love them, and sharing, sharing good times with people, and sharing with family, and just being around family is fantastic. And I'm just truly blessed to have 2 phenomenal daughters, Tani and Lisa. And in fact, they've both been here, and Lisa, the older one, she was here helping me for 2.5 months. And I know I'm going way beyond one sentence, but it's that's just the way I feel. And then my younger daughter, Tani, she's been here as well. So yeah, I'm just so blessed.
Yeah, so thank you so much for your valuable time, sir. I'm sure this session really motivates people out there who have traveled or been traveling through this cancer journey. So it was lovely having you here today with us today. So once again, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing more of your work, and